This episode is powered by Poddex.
This is Bill Duke, tuning in to the great Shawn Knight and the Shawn Knight Show. I want you to tell all your friends about it. This brilliant young man who's giving insight into people and issues. And if you don't, you don't fuck up, right?
Welcome to the Shawn Knight Show podcast. All right, y'all. On today's show, Shawn is catching up with Hollywood actor, producer, and director Bill Duke inside Tales From The Boombox as he talks about his journey into the business, his digital platform, YouNite Network, along with 2 empowering books and his latest movie, No Sudden Move, available now on HBO Max. And now, here's your host, Shawn Knight.
Hello and welcome to the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox. I am your host, Shawn Knight. Thank you so much for click and play on this podcast, especially if you clicked on the last one on Christmas Day, where I had a chance to talk to Daryl DMC McDaniels of the legendary hip-hop group Run DMC and Curtis Blow. Man, if you haven't had the chance to check it out, go ahead and do so. You really will enjoy it. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We are at the last 72 hours of the year 2022. We are at the last remaining days of 2022. And let me tell you something. I am so excited about the upcoming year. I am so excited because 2022 was a very good year for me. In January, I was 6 months in on a new job in Topeka, Kansas at Magic 107.7 for Cumulus Media. In February, I got a new partner by the name of Daniel Norwood. And the Magic Morning Show with Knight and Norwood has had a fantastic year. It was a fantastic 2022 for the Magic Morning Show with Knight and Norwood, as we have won Best Morning Show for the Kansas Association of Broadcasters. We won an award from the Topeka Capital Journal for Best Radio Show, and I won second place for Radio Personality DJ at the Kansas Association of Broadcasters KB Awards. So we have had a great year, and it's only going to get better in 2023. And if you have never checked out the Magic Morning Show with Knight and Norwood, I want to personally extend an invitation for you to check us out on Tuesday when Danielle and I will be back in the studio at 5:30 Central Standard Time on our website at kmaj.com, or you can go to your smart devices like Alexa, Google Play, and you can check us out. All right? So now that we got that out the way, how many of you are really ready for 2023? I'm going to tell you that I am absolutely 100% ready for 2023. If 2023 is going to be anything like 2022 outside of some minor adjustments, I am going in full steam ahead with the great expectations of having a fantastic year. And did you know every year, 38.5% of U.S. adults set a New Year's resolution? Age predicts one's likelihood of having at least one resolution, with younger adults being the most likely group to have such goals. And what are common New Year's resolutions? I'm glad you asked. Health-related topics are the most common New Year's resolutions among all genders. Exercising more, eating healthier, and losing weight are all top 3 New Year's resolutions overall. 48% want to exercise more, making it the most popular New Year's resolution. Health-related resolutions cover the top 3, and a Swiss study found that 70% of all resolutions relate to physical health. Men and women share the same top 4 most popular New Year's resolutions, and women focus slightly more on health-related topics than men, and men focus more on pursuing their career ambitions, 23%, or cutting down on drinking, 19%, compared to women, which is 16 and 11% respectively. And COVID-19 impacted the type of resolutions for 75% of people who actually set them. Yes, we are still in a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in a pandemic. I want to make sure that I get that out loud and clear. After COVID-19, they focus more on mental health, getting healthier, and their finances. And I am all for that. Those are some of my goals that I have going into 2023, especially like career-minded, my finances and my mental and my physical health. And I definitely feel as if I am not alone, because it is no secret, ladies and gentlemen, that people pack on extra pounds during the holiday season. I mean, look, we had Thanksgiving, we had Christmas, we had, New Year's Eve. We go on these holiday parties. We're going to spend time with family and friends. And yes, we are getting our eat on. We are getting our drink on. We are getting our party on. And yep, our waistlines are paying a price. Did you know that in a poll of over 500 adults commissioned by Inner Body Research, nearly half, 47.1%, typically gain 4 or 9 pounds during the holidays? However, nearly 1 in 5 people, 18%, add on 10 to 15 pounds before the end of the year. And with that in mind, over 61% of the poll claim they would skip a holiday party for fear of food temptation, especially if you got somebody that can cook. Don't do no potlucks. I don't know about the potlucks, but if you know somebody that can cook and you go to a holiday party, best believe you're going to eat. You are going to eat and, the food's going to be so good. Oh my goodness. All right. So nevertheless, despite so many people packing on the holiday pounds, 4 in 5 say staying fit is important to them during the holiday season. And that's why you see all of these gym memberships. They always go up right around this time of the year, especially right around Thanksgiving and going right into December, January, February, even March. You are more than likely are going to find specials on gym memberships to get people back in shape because they want to look good. You say new year, new me. Everybody is saying new year, new me, no matter what it is. Mentally, new year, new me. Financially, new year, new me. Weight loss, new year, new me. So whatever you choose to do as far as your New Year's resolution, I just ask that you stick with it. I ask that you stick with it. I have 3 words that I am taking with me into 2023. Decide, commit, succeed. I'm going to say it one more time. Decide, commit, succeed. Whatever your goals are, whatever your aspirations are, come to a decision. Whether you want to find a new relationship, you want to find love, whether you want to get a better job, a better career, or you want to take care of yourself on a personal or financial standpoint, make a decision on what you really want to do. Decide. Then once you decide, make a commitment right now. Write a pledge on why you're doing it and the benefits of you completing it. Commit to it, and then go forth and succeed. 365 days, 12 chapters. Make every day, make every minute, make every second, make every month count. Make it count. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to do better. And I say this all the time when I get ready to sign off on the Magic Morning Show. You are under no obligation whatsoever to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. Think about that. 5 minutes. If you just really take the time to say, you know what? I really want to do this. I want to do this. I need to do this. Decide, commit, and succeed. Now that we've gotten that out the way, I want to dig inside my vault for Tales from the Boombox and share with you an interview that I did with actor, producer, director Bill Duke. Had a chance to interview him for his new production company. He also had a new movie called No Sudden Move, and he's also written a couple of books. We're going to get right into that after we take a quick pause. Talk to my good friend Travis. He's going to tell you about Poddex, because the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox is powered by Poddex. I use Poddex on my radio show and I use Poddex on my podcast. And if you are thinking about doing a podcast, if you are thinking about doing any type of infotainment show, whether it's radio or podcast, Poddex is definitely for you. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend Travis, and we'll be right back with Bill Duke inside the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. Travis, take it away.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
Appreciate you, Travis. And if you want to take 10% off your order, make sure you use the code Shawn Knight Show at checkout for 10% off your order at poddex.com.
Hi guys, this is LaToya Jackson, and of course I'm hanging out with the wonderful Shawn Knight on the Shawn Knight Show.
Thank you, LaToya Jackson. And can you tell your sister Janet to hook me up with tickets to go see her in Kansas City? That's the only request that I have. My birthday is coming up. Make that happen for me. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome back to the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. And now it is the moment that we've all been waiting for, my sit-down interview with actor, director, and producer Bill Duke. This took place back in September of 2021. Bill Duke is well known for his physically commanding frame and frequently plays characters associated with police enforcement and action and crime drama films. He has acted in movies including Car Wash, American Gigolo, No Man's Land, Bird on a Wire, Minister Society, Exit Wounds, just to name a few. And he has also performed alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando and Predator. And he is most known on television for his role as Agent Percy O'Dale in Black Lightning. The movie No Sudden Move was released in June of last year in 2021. It is streaming right now on HBO Max. All-star cast include Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle, the late Ray Liotta, and Matt Damon. And I am so honored that I had the opportunity to talk to the legendary Bill Duke on his humble beginnings in film and television right here inside the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. Let's get into it right now. Bill Duke, how are you, sir?
I'm blessed, brother. Every day I wake up, every day, but I'm good.
Good. You have a lot of stuff going on. YouNite Network. You also have Duke Media Entertainment. You got books. You're in this latest movie on HBO Max. First of all, let's talk about your journey as a black actor. How did Bill Duke evolve into the person that he is today?
Well, it started, how can I say, when I was born in a place you never heard of called Poughkeepsie, New York, upstate New York. And that was during segregation. I had two great parents that taught us, my sister and I, two things: that you know better than anybody else, but nobody's better than you. And that got us through segregation. Went to Dutchess Community College in BU, had my first acting gig at Dutchess, and then had a mentor called Lloyd Richards, one of the first black directors on Broadway, Raising the Sun. And he became my mentor, and from then on, I got the business and dealt with, the madness of it. I think my first big feature film was Car Wash, and I've did several others after that. But, during those days, it wasn't easy. So I've been trying my best to stay in there and been very fortunate.
That is awesome, man. You have YouNite Network and Duke Media Entertainment. My question to you is, why did you start it, and why do you feel that it's important? What's the importance behind you starting it?
Well, in terms of the YouNite Network, I started the YouNite because, there's a lot of bad things happening around the world, and the news reports that. But, what inspired me was a show called CNN Heroes. You ever watch it?
Yes, sir. It's
one of the greatest shows on TV. People around the world doing things for groups of people and countries and get nothing in return but because they care. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the Night Network, in this time of division, is trying to unite us by showing all the good things around the world in this country. People are doing things, interviews with people like Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer and other major stars, which are supporting me just to show the good. Because, my friends, in this time of division, we got to leave something better for our children.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And we're being totally irresponsible. I mean, we're not even thinking about leaving hope for our kids.
Right.
I don't know I think greed and narcissism, I understand that, but our children, we don't care. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And that's why when I saw that you were starting the YouNite Network, I got excited about it because I'm just tired of looking at the division. It's like, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And we're all looking for solutions. And I'm glad that you have this YouNite Network to start bringing remedies and solutions to what we're dealing with today.
Thank you, brother. That's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, I'm all for it. I have a question for you because, you know, I had no idea of your directorship of your catalog of movies and TV shows that you have directed. And I know that you're an actor because I've seen you in the movies and you know, you produced some things, but you are a director. So, you know, I didn't know that you were one of the first black directors on TV. I mean, your catalog goes back since the 80s.
Yeah.
What was that like coming up in that time for you being a part of history in that time? Because I know it wasn't easy.
I'll give you two examples. I was the first black director on Dallas. And so I drove up to the security gate. I had my little suit coat on and tie and everything, my briefcase. I rolled down the window. And the security guard looks and says to me, "Who are you delivering for?"
Wow. You know, I was going to ask that because I read that and my mouth dropped. I couldn't believe it. But then again, I could believe it. But that just goes to show you that is insane.
Yep. It was like, you know, and Jane Wyman saved me because I was Falcon Crest. I directed that too, you know?
Right.
And star of that. And we were filming at a location, a restaurant, and every time I said action, there would be noise in the kitchen. And so after the second time, I talked to the first aid and I said, "Hey man, could you please cut down the noise in the kitchen when we're shooting?" He looks me in the face and he says, "He wants the noise to stop. Take your damn ass in there and tell him yourself."
Wow.
And at that time, I'd had enough, so I rushed toward him, and Jane Wyman grabbed me by my arm and she said, No. And so we took a lunch break, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I came back, she had fired him.
That incident could have just changed the whole trajectory of your career.
My career, I would have been the angry black man in Hollywood. You can't trust him with his emotions. But, you know, after you go through so much, you know, you have those days, and this is one of those days. But thank God for Jane Wyman. She stopped me, and that was good.
How do you see yourself as a director, a producer, or an actor? Like, where do you fall in line at? What is your passion when it comes to the three?
My passion really is directing because it gives you a voice, you know, and you can talk about things you believe in and at the same time entertain people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think directing is a craft that people don't really understand. But I went to the American Film Institute and was fortunate enough to have great teachers. And so, you know, I learned how to tell stories through directing, and I love it. I mean, I love acting too, but if I had an option, I would take directing.
Yeah, because you've directed some great blockbuster movies like Hoodlum, Sister Act 2, you know, just to name a few. So the proof is in the pudding. You got the chops to do it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. But after a certain age, they make it hard for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They feel after a certain age, you can't do it. And that's what gets disturbing. That's why I do it myself. That's why I create my own project.
You know, let me ask you this question. Do you feel that more because of you being an African-American in Hollywood? Are you getting that grief because of that? Do you think?
No doubt about it.
Wow. When it comes to television and movies in regards to the African-American culture, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like we could do a lot better? Do you think that we're not doing enough? What is it?
I think that we have to have a greater understanding of the depth of who we are. And the thing is, it's, you know, African-American content is one thing, but the ability to greenlight a project is another. And number three, you know, we have the ability to talk about more than just black, you know?
Yeah.
There are white directors that talk about black, Asian, Hispanic, everything, right?
Right.
When I directed a film, Cemetery Club, was about three Jewish women whose husbands died, and they formed a club of mourning, right? Right. We went around the country promoting the film, you know, and I was always being asked this one question: "You're a black director. Why are you directing three white women? What do you know about, you know, the Jews of the world?" And I said, because, you know, I got people die in my family, I have compassion, da. And they wouldn't listen. So I said, let me ask you a question. Steven Spielberg just directed The Color Purple. What do you think? So how do you, and guess what they said? They said, that's different.
Okay.
Okay?
Right. Yeah, okay, that's different.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And they didn't mean any here's the thing that's most painful. They didn't see anything negative about it. They weren't trying to be negative. That's just the way they thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like today, I'm 78, and so I'm still directing, and I try to get jobs, but no, you can't do that because of my age. And I say, Steven Spielberg's still directing, Woody Allen's still directing, and they're older than me, but it's a different thing.
Right. And that's why I'm glad that you started your own network, the YouNite Network. What type of programs can we find on there?
You'll find Inspired to Inspire, which are interviews with people who, like Anthony Anderson, Subject Entertainer, and a lot of other people have joined me, and they talk about, for example, the things that you have to know to get in this business and survive today, and how the business has changed, Mm-hmm. I have another program about music, and we talk about famous musicians that are now rappers or whatever, and they talk about, the business and the industry and the things that people should know,
Right.
Then another program that goes around the world and shows people doing all kinds of positive things for other people, in countries, individuals, etc. It's really a program, it's really a network about positive things that are happening, because, brother, when you turn the news on these days, it's all about division. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we have to leave hope for our children, man. We can't leave our children just negativity and division.
Absolutely.
So my network is attempting to bring all cultures, races, genders together. And my whole thing is, man, I may disagree with you, but I ain't got to hate you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Today, if we have a discussion, I disagree with you, I hate you because you won't where I'm at. But you will. I mean, what in the name of God? Anyway. Right.
we can talk about that all day. But you're currently in a new movie. It came out in July, HBO Max, No Sudden Move. I mean, this has an all-star cast. It has Benicio del Toro. It has Don Cheadle. You're in it. It was good to see Brendan Fraser in the movie.
Yes.
Had a chance to watch it last night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What is the message that you want the viewers to get when they watch this movie?
Well, I want them to understand that, history as we know it now is interesting, but things like the car business, for example, that movie is based on a true story?
Yes.
And so it talks about really corporate America. It talks about the underlying understanding of what real business really is. It talks about how the mob was involved in terms of the business of cars and the rest of it. I just thought it was such a great story. And Steven Spielberg, it's my third film with him. And I just think that he really has the courage to get into subjects that are entertaining, at the same time insightful. I like working with him.
Yep, because when I was watching it last night, it definitely had my attention because there was so many plot twists. There was a lot of twists and turns in the movie. And I was just like, wait.
That's right.
Yeah, those are the type of movies that I like because it pulls you in and it just have you thinking, okay, I think this person is guilty over here. And then next thing you know, the whole switcheroo, because I won't, no spoilers, but that Ray Liotta scene in the car, that really got me.
It was deep.
That was real deep. Yeah, so, I mean, it's out now, HBO Max. Make sure that you guys check that out. But I just want to give you your roses because you've been doing this thing pretty much around the same age. I'm 45, so you've been doing this right around the time I was born. And you have had tremendous success in Hollywood and directing and producing. What is the secret to your longevity?
I think really taking the craft of what I do seriously, not just taking, what is the craft of acting? What is the craft of directing? We're living in a microwave age where everybody wants everything instantly. But, you have to work and study and not just be okay, but be the best that you can be. And that requires hard work. So, in my book, my book that's available now, my autobiography called 40 Years in front in the screen behind the camera, people can get that, and I give more information in that. And then I have two other books coming out. One, Works of the Invisible Man, my poetry books. I started out as a writer. And then The Journey, which is a book about the journey we all take in life and little tidbits of information. So I'm still working, man, and still busy and doing my best. I'm launching this network because I really believe we need it right now. And so I'm glad to still be working, brother.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you're still working too, because we need icons like you to continue to keep the narrative going and put out content that's going to help the culture. So, I think that is totally awesome. I smiled when I saw you because you're the cool guy in the movie that don't take no mess. It's, I love watching you because you have those scenes where in the movies you steal it. When you're on camera, you steal it. Like Menace to Society. That's one of my favorite scenes. Predator. I still like, I see you. I love that scene. And so regardless of you not being a leading actor per se in the movie, the scenes that you are in, you demand the attention while you're in front of the camera. And that's one of the things that I love about you and that what makes you stand out, where people remember you in pop culture. We still talk about Menace to Society. You fucked up, right? You fucked up. That it's, you can use those catchphrases in just about any situation and it leads back to you. So that is my way of saying how much I appreciate you and your craft.
Well, God bless you for that, brother. I appreciate that sincerely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. To the young actors that are coming up, my son, he goes to Alabama State. He's a theater major. And I was looking at Duke Media Entertainment. What would you give advice like to my son and to other inspiring actors that's trying to come up in the industry?
I would say don't just depend upon your talent, but depend upon your craft. It's going to separate you from everybody else you're competing with. Your looks, you're talented, yes, but what is the craft of acting? And a lot of young actors don't know what the craft is. So go to acting classes, study the acting classes, study in acting classes, and really, really take seriously what is the craft of it. And number two, these days, you don't have to wait to be discovered. You can discover yourself. I mean, if you're in an acting class and you learn how to, you have a friend that's a writer or whatever, hey man, with your iPhone, last year, 2 years ago, I acted in a film called High Flying Bird with Steven Soderbergh. The entire film was filmed in 1 week, basically, in New York City, and he filmed it with 5 iPhone 7 Pluses.
Insane.
A feature film, brother.
Filmed on an iPhone 7?
But no, 5 iPhone 7 Plus, the whole film. Look, go on Netflix and look under High Flying Bird and see how incredible it was. When they did the dolly shots, they rolled them around in a wheelchair.
Wow. Okay, that's something I need to check on during weekend time when I'm enjoying the weekend. I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
High Flying Bird. It's amazing, and he's an incredible director. But what I'm saying is, hey, if you got a camera in a wheelchair, you can make a movie.
You've done so much behind the camera, in front of the camera. What's next for you? What's next for Bill Duke?
Well, developing the network is important to me because I can then distribute my own content. Also, I want to continue to direct, produce, and write, and act. I just want to continue to move. I mean, I never want to stop. I never want to stop working. I enjoy what I do. People say you should stop and retire. Well, when you retire, everything in you retires. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want to keep going, man. I just want to keep going, and I love what I do, and media is so powerful. There's a lot to say,
Yeah, and it's evolved so much that you can recreate yourself doing so many other things.
I can't. When I came up, there was no internet. There was no social media. I had one of the first cell phones. Do you remember how big that thing was?
Yes, I do remember that. I had the brick phone.
And we thought we were so cool, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, so before I let you go, I know we're pressed for time. I have to go to my pod decks, okay? Now, my pod decks, they're a deck of cards. I'm shuffling them up right now. I get to pull a card. I'm going into the film category, and I'm going to pull a card, give you a question, you got to answer it, okay? All right, here we go. Name 5 movies that everyone should see in their life and why.
Wow. I would say, as a classic of structure and storytelling, Citizen Kane. I would say Melvin Van Peebles' first movie, because he inspired all of us as blacks to make a movie. He produced it, directed it, acted in it. I would say in terms of style, of really understanding how far you can go stylistically. I don't know if you ever heard of this movie called Run, Lola, Run. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Man, as a filmmaker, you have to go see it. It's brilliant. It's brilliantly done, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think, John Singleton, Spike Lee's early movies who really gave us insight into our own community and humanized us. Does that make any sense?
Right, yes.
They showed these little gangsters and stuff, but you saw them in other films and stuff and on television, but you never saw the humanity. They're just these thugs who are mean and killing each other. You never saw their conditions, their circumstances, but both Spike and John gave humanity to us. Does that make any sense?
It makes a lot of sense, sir.
I could go on and on and on because I love movies, but if you ever get a chance to watch Run, Lola, Run, brother, I swear, check it out.
I am writing it down as we speak, and I'm also going to make it my business to pick up your book, The Journey, because I currently just started a journey. I haven't been in college since 1997, and recently I just enrolled back into Morehouse College, studying business administration. So I've had an interesting journey, the end of 2020 up until now. And I think your book would definitely help me out a lot. So I'm looking forward to picking it up and reading it.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you for your time. Look, we have to keep in touch. Email, a phone number, anything. I would love to just, pick your brain and just continue to talk and learn from you because, again, you're a treasure and, definitely somebody I need to know.
Thank you so much.
Before you go, can I get a drop from you? Just like, hey, this is Bill Duke, checking out Shawn Knight and the Shawn Knight Show. And if you can, just do a little improv of Minister Society. If you don't listen, you're like, you fucked up. If you could do that for me, I would just be the talk of the town.
Okay. This is Bill Duke, and tuning into the great Shawn Knight and the Shawn Knight Show. And I want you to tell all your friends about it. This brilliant young man who's giving insight into people and issues. And if you don't, you don't fuck up, right?
Bill Duke, I love you. I appreciate you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Duke on the Shawn Knight Show.
Can I leave you with one nugget?
Absolutely.
You know the difference between a good lawyer and a great lawyer?
What's that?
A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the justice.
Look, it is official. I am adopting you. You are Uncle Bill from now on.
God bless you, brother. Thank you, man.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Take care, good brother.
All right, bye-bye. Let me tell you something. That was a lot of fun talking to actor, director, producer Bill Duke inside the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. Make sure you check out YouNite Network and his books, The Journey, A Tale of Human Healing, and Works of the Invisible Man. They are available right now. And again, thank you so much for listening to the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. Like, rate, subscribe. And if you want to get at me on social media, you can reach me at Shawn Knight Media, ShawnKnighttmedia on Facebook, Instagram, even on TikTok. Until next time, have a wonderful one. It's Shawn Knight, the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox, and I am gone.